two couples, husbands and wives, are ready to have some fun, answer some questions, match for some great prizes, while learning if it's a match made in heaven or not. Let's play Holy Matrimony. Here's your host, Buzz Berry.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Holy Matrimony. I am your host, Buzz, and we have two couples in here tonight that are excited and ready to play, and they're hoping to win some of these great prizes. We have over $500 worth of prizes up for grabs, and they're also hoping to make a trip to the honeymoon round, where they could win a 3-day, 2-night stay to Best Western Ocean Sands Beach Resort in North Myrtle Beach. It's going to be a good night here at Comedy Cabana, and we are ready to have fun. How about you guys? Ready to do it? What do you say? We need our couples for tonight to see who's competing for these great local prizes. And our first couple comes to us from Myrtle Beach. They've been married for 17 years. He is retired from the New York Fire Department. She's a fitness instructor. Now, they're the proud parent of one, and together they enjoy taking vacations and spending time at the beach. Everybody, please welcome to Holy Matrimony. This is Maurice and Denise Scarinci. All right. I saw you there. You were going, not bad, not bad. So,
Not bad at all.
So I pronounced it correctly.
Yes.
All right, so Scarinci.
Yep.
I did it again.
Yeah.
I am going to try to impress you all night. All right, so you retired.
Yes.
New York Fire Department. Were you there 9/11?
No, we're on a honeymoon.
On the honeymoon. I guess that tells us that was 17 years ago, right? And how did the two of you meet?
Well, I was a young bartender, and he made a wrong turn into my bar one day and asked me how much I weighed.
Nice.
So flattering.
Very bold. Yeah,
Very bold.
I
Yeah.
also asked him how tall she was.
Nice. Okay, just to balance it out.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And I was so flattered by that,
Yeah.
as all women would be.
Absolutely. I take
Immediately
it
gave him my phone number.
it was love at first sight, I take it. Now, were you pleased, I guess, with the weight?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I appreciate both of you being here with us tonight. It's
Thank
time
you.
for us to find out who's standing between the two of you and a trip to the honeymoon round and some great prizes. And our next couple comes to us from Maine. They've been married for 39 years. He is a retired realtor. She's a retired mortgage broker. They're the proud parent of two and the proud grandparent of two. Together, they enjoy traveling and they love cooking together. Everybody, will you please welcome Pat and Kathy Huntley. Well, I got to tell you, that was the sweetest thing I've seen. The way the two of you held that pinky up right there. Now, when I asked what you guys enjoy doing, both of you had a big smile on your face when you said you enjoy cooking. Tell me about that.
Just love being in the kitchen.
Together.
Yeah. We built the house in Connecticut, and we designed the kitchen, built the house around it.
You built the house around the kitchen.
Beautiful.
That sounds like an ad right there. And of course, you being a retired realtor, you've seen your share
Oh, yeah.
of what you like and what you don't.
Yeah.
So you got it right this time,
Yeah.
huh? And I take it you got it right sitting right next to you.
Yeah.
That is so sweet.
9
All
years
right.
worth.
Well, Pat and Kathy, thank you for being here. I want to wish you the very best of luck. It's time for us to get things started, and it's time for us to send the husbands back to the honey hideaway. So husbands, if you'll give your wives a kiss and head on back to the honey hideaway. And when you head back that way, we're going to ask her what her weight is. We'll do some comparison. Here's some prizes that you guys have a chance to win as they're heading back to the Honey Hideaway. How about a $25 dining certificate to Castaway Beach Bar and Grill, a breakfast buffet for two to Mammy's Kitchen, a $25 dining certificate to Dirty Don's Oyster Bar and Grill, a buffet for two to Original Benjamin's Seafood Buffet, a $25 dining certificate to Bimini's Oyster Bar and Seafood Cafe, admission for two to Status Nightlife, a flight for two with Helicopter Adventures, and we'll ask you to come back here to Comedy Cabana with two preferred seats. The couple that has the most points after our 2 sets of questions is going to win that, and then they're going to make a trip to the honeymoon round where they could win the 3-day, 2-night stay at the Best Western Ocean Sands Beach Resort. To get to that, we need to get to this, and these are our questions, wives. If you pull out your first answer palette, I'll ask you the questions. There'll be an incremental points from 10, 20, 30, and then our fourth one's going to be a wager question. Here's the first one. Between the two of you, you and your husband, which one of you wastes more money? Which one of you wastes more money? Is it you or is it him? That's our 10-point question. And we'll move on to question number 2, worth 20 points. Here it is, wives. If you were to describe your husband using a menu item at Burger King, from which of these would you choose? Big King XL, Whopper, Whopper Jr., or is he a kid's meal? So here's your choices again. We've got Whopper, Whopper Jr., a Big King XL, or a kid's meal. That's worth 20 points. We're moving to our question number 3. This one's going to be worth 30 points if your husbands are able to make a match. And here it is, wives. If you were to describe your marriage as an amusement park ride, from which of these would you choose? Tunnel of Love, Funhouse, Roller Coaster, or Bumper Cars? Those are your choices. An amusement park ride to describe your marriage. Here's our question number 4, and this is our wager question where the husbands will be able to wager a minimum of 10 and up to half of the points that you will have earned. Wives, we're going to head back in time just a little bit here. What day of the week was it when he proposed to you? What day of the week was it when he proposed to you? All right, that's our 4 questions. They're writing their answers down. We have our husbands back in the honey hideaway. We'll bring them back out, see if we can not get them into some trouble right after this with Holy Matrimony. Welcome back to Holy Matrimony. We have the husbands now back joining the wives. We're going to try our best not to get the two of you in too much trouble. We asked the wives some questions, and husbands, now we're going to ask you the same questions and see if we can make a match. Let's ask you our very first question, and let's see if we can make a match. As we start with you, Maurice, here's the question. Between the two of you, which one of you wastes more money? It is her, and she says it is me, and that is worth 10 points. Let's look to Pat and Kathy. I'll ask you, Pat, who wastes more money? Is it you? It is him. 10 points. Way to go. Moving on to our second question, and we'll look to you, Maurice, and see if you can make a match on this one. We asked the wives if they were to describe you as a menu item at Burger King, which one of these would they choose to describe you? Here are the choices, guys. It's Big King XL, Whopper, Whopper Jr., or Kids Meal. What do you think, Maurice?
Whopper.
It's a Whopper, and she wrote it was a Whopper, worth 20 points. All right, let's look to Pat and Kathy, and what do you think there, Pat?
Whopper.
It's a Whopper, and she wrote Whopper, worth 20 points. Now, one thing I haven't shared with the two of you is that if you do not get the answer correct, those points are heading on over to your competition. So the pressure's on for you to be right. All right, moving on to question number 3. If you were to describe your marriage as an amusement park ride, from which of these would you choose? We'll see if we can make a match. And here are the choices for you, Maurice and Pat. It's Tunnel of Love, Funhouse, Bumper Cars, or Roller Coaster. What do you? Funhouse, and she wrote a Funhouse. How about that? Looks like the 17 years is paying off for the two of you. Pat and Kathy, again, it's Tunnel of Love, it's Funhouse, Bumper Cars, or Roller Coaster.
Oh, Funhouse.
Funhouse, and she wrote Funhouse. That's worth an additional 30 points. You guys are doing well. You're both tied at 160. Now we're going to come down to our wager. And this is where, husbands, you'll be able to grab that wager palette right there in front of you. I'm going to ask the question. Based on the question, you're going to write down up to half the amount of points that you have and a minimum of 10 points. And both of you are up to 160. Here's the question. We asked the wives to go back in time, and we asked them, what day of the week was it when he proposed to you? What day of the week? I don't want the answer yet, but I want you to think about how well you know that and wager some of the 160 points that you have. What do you think, Pat? How well do you think you know that? If you get it right, we're going to give you those points. If you get it wrong, those points are going away. Maurice, what day of the week was it when you proposed?
Saturday.
Was it Saturday? And the answer was Saturday. You can wager from 10 to half your points. What did you wager, Maurice? And he wagered half, 80 points. You guys are now at 240. And we're looking at Pat. All right, Pat, good luck. All right, Pat. What day of the week was it?
Friday?
Was it a Friday? Let's see if Pat agrees. It was a Thursday.
How do you know these things?
Yeah, you should know these things, or she does these things. All right. Well, Pat, how much did you wager? It was 20 points. Not a bad play, if you didn't know. So you are now down to 140. You're not trailing by too much. It's really 100, and you can come back very quickly in just a little while when we send the wives back to the honey hideaway, and we'll play a little bit more of this holy matrimony right after this. Welcome back to Holy Matrimony. We took the wives back to the honey hideaway, and we have the husbands ready to go under the gun. See if you can answer some questions without getting yourself in trouble. We have the incremental points. We have the 10, the 20, the 30, and we also have the wager that we'll be asking you in a little bit. We'll be asking the wives to wager some of your earned points. Right now we're looking at 240 to 140 for Pat and Kathy. We're going to start with our 10-point question, husbands, and here it is. Who would you say is the better driver? Is it you or is it her? Who is the better driver? Or essentially, what do you think she's going to think is the better driver? Moving on to our 20-point question for the husbands. If your wife were to describe your sex appeal using one of Snow White's 7 dwarfs, which one would you be? And here's the choices. We have Doc, Happy, Bashful, Sneezy, Sleepy, Grumpy, and Dopey. Our choices again are Sneezy, Bashful, Happy, Doc, Sleepy, Grumpy, and Dopey. Pat, how would Kathy describe your sex appeal?
Yeah.
We are moving on to our third question for the husbands. This one is worth 30 points, and here it is. If your wife were to describe your personality using one of the characters from The Wizard of Oz, from which of these would she choose? The Tin Man, Scarecrow, Wizard, Cowardly Lion, or Toto? All right, moving on to our wager question. This is our fourth one. This is where your wives will be able to wager all of the points, a minimum of 10. Husbands, who will you say that she'll say, that you'll say, is her most attractive friend? All right, Maurice, try not to get you in trouble, Pat. We're going to wipe off that brow for you here today. And that is our 4 questions. We're doing our best not to get these husbands in too much trouble. We're going to bring the wives back, and we'll see if we can make a match made in heaven next on Holy Matrimony. Welcome back to Holy Matrimony. The wives are now joining the husbands, and we're going to find out if we can make that match made in heaven, and we can find out if we didn't get Pat in too much trouble here in just a little while, along with Maurice. Let's go ahead and ask you guys the first question, and this is worth 10 points. We're going to start with you, Maurice. Here's the question, guys. Who would you say, wives, between the two of you, is the better driver? Is it you or is it him?
It's definitely him.
Definitely him. Let's
Yeah.
see if Maurice agrees, and it's him. Worth 10 points. You're now at 250. Let's ask Pat. He was sweating quite a bit on some of these. Kathy, who's the better driver?
Me.
It is you.
Yeah.
Let's see if this is correct. What do you think? Is he the better driver?
What do I do when you drive?
You hang on.
I hang on. I wear a crash helmet.
Let's move on to our 20-point question. And we asked the husbands, if your wife were to describe your sex appeal using one of Snow White's 7 dwarfs, which one would he be? Now, here are the choices, wives. It's Doc, it's bashful, it's happy, it's sneezy, it's grumpy, it's sleepy, and it's dopey. We're looking to you, Denise.
That's a lot of choices.
It is.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think he's very happy.
Is he happy? Let's find out if Maurice agrees. He's grumpy. That's 20 points. The good news for you two is that's heading right over to you. You guys are now at 160. Now let's ask Kathy, is he sneezy, bashful, happy, Doc, sleepy, grumpy, or is he dopey?
Sleepy.
He's sleepy. What do you say, Pat? He is happy! All right. Now, those points came right back over to you guys, so that's the good news. The points you lost came right back to you. All right, let's move on to our question number 3, worth 30 points. Wives, we asked the husbands, if your wife were to describe your personality using one of the characters from The Wizard of Oz, from which of these would she choose? So, wives, here's your choices. The Tin Man, Scarecrow, Toto, Cowardly Lion, or the Wizard. Denise, what do you think?
Toto.
All right, so let's find out if that's a match. Maurice, what did you write down? It's the Tin Man. The Tin Man. That was worth 30 points. Good news is that's heading right on over to you, Pat and Kathy. You're now at 190. Now we are looking to Pat and Kathy. Kathy, what do you think? Do you need the choices again?
Oh, yes.
All right, Wizard, Scarecrow, the Tin Man, Toto, or Cowardly Lion?
I'm going to go with the Tin Man.
The Tin Man, and Pat wrote the Wizard! You know, with that beard, I thought for sure it was going to be the Cowardly Lion. You just have that look about him. Well, those 30 points, they came right back to you. And it's time for us to move on to our question number 4. Wives, we're going to ask you to pull out your wager palette. We're going to ask you the question. We're going to see how well you think you know the answer by wagering some of the points that you've already earned. Maurice and Denise are at 300. Pat and Kathy, you guys are at 190 right now. You can wager all of your points if you'd like. And keep in mind, if you do that and they lose some of their points, you could win. So it all comes down to this question. Here's the question, wives, for you to wager on. We asked the husbands, who will she say that you'll say is her most attractive friend? Who will she say that you'll say is her most attractive friend? You have 190 points. You can wager all of it or a minimum of 10. You guys have 300, Denise. You can wager whatever you'd like to wager on that. All right, Denise, and let's ask you the question first. We asked the husbands, who will you say that is the most attractive friend of yours? Who do you think he wrote down?
I know.
Who is it?
It's got to be Barbara.
Is it Barbara? Let's find out if Maurice wrote down Barbara. How much did you wager? 100 points. That takes you guys to 400. All right, let's look to Pat and Kathy with our final question of the night. And I'm going to give you an option right now, because even if you double your points, you still won't win. And I can keep you from getting in trouble right now if you'd like. I'm going to give you this option. Shall we move on with this? Shall we get them in trouble? Let's find out anyway. What do you say? What do you think, Kathy?
I'm going with Barbara.
Barbara. Gosh, do they know Barbara? What do you think, Pat?
Oh, Jackie.
Jackie! All right, you know what? Just 10 points. You're just 10 points, 180. And as we do take a look at our final scores, and it looks like Pat and Kathy, 180. That's not enough to make that trip to the honeymoon round, but it is enough for you to leave with something I hope you'll never forget, and that's a huge round of applause. Thanking you for being here. We also have a great prize. Stay right there. We have a great prize for the two of you for spending the evening with us and letting us get to know you. Now, looking over here at Maurice and Denise, you guys have 400 points. You also have won a trip to the honeymoon round. We have a chance to win that 3-day, 2-night stay to Best Western Ocean Sands Beach Resort. You've also won some great prizes. How about the $25 dining certificate, the Castaway Beach Bar and Grill, breakfast for two to Mammy's Kitchen, the $25 dining certificate to Dirty Don's Oyster Bar and Grill, a buffet for two to the Original Benjamin's Seafood Buffet, $25 dining certificate to Bimini's Oyster Bar and Seafood Cafe, admission for two to Status Nightlife, flight for two with Helicopter Adventures, and how about two preferred seats that come right back here to the Comedy Cabana. All right, again, congratulations, you two. We'll see both of you in just a bit as we make that trip to the honeymoon round next on Holy Matrimony. Welcome back to Holy Matrimony. We are making a trip to the honeymoon rounds. We have Maurice and Denise ready to answer a question. If you get this right, the two of you will win the 3-day, 2-night stay to Best Western Ocean Sands Beach Resort. You're in for a treat over there. All of the rooms are oceanfront. All the breakfast that you would like to have every morning. And they've got pools and spas and lazy rivers and a lot of other amenities over at Best Western Ocean Sands Beach Resort. They're in North Myrtle Beach. You guys ready? Here's your question. Of 365 days in a year, using the month and day, which one is your favorite? All right, I'm going to ask you, 365 days of the year, using the month and day, which one will she say is her favorite? And whatever you do, Maurice, don't write her weight down. Looks like Denise is done. Maurice is writing a date down. Closing that palette. I'm going to step right over here and invite the two of you to come stand out here with me, if you would, please. Let's see if we can make this a match made in heaven. Stand right in front of your scoreboard, right in front of yours. And we're going to start with you. There are 365 days in the year. What would you say is your favorite? Show that to everybody. January 28th. All right, let's see if this is a match. What do you have?
So selfish.
September the 8th. All right, well, we have to find out, what is that date?
That's my birthday.
That's your birthday? Selfish. And what's that?
Anniversary.
That's the anniversary. We need the date. Now, how much do you weigh? I just thought it was safe. I thought this was a safe environment. If you'll stand right over here. Thank you so much for being here. Come on over this way. Let's invite our other couple back out here. We'll call them our couple number 2. Thank you guys for being here. Look, they're still arguing. Come on over here if you would, please. Thank you for watching another edition of Holy Matrimony. If you want to join us some Thursday, but we can wait till you guys are done arguing. You good? All right. Every Thursday at 6 o'clock at Comedy Cabana. We'd love for you to join us and maybe even wind up being a couple. We have dessert and dinner and drinks and lots of laughs every Thursday here at Comedy Cabana. It is time for us to say so long, so thank you guys so much for being with us. It's Buzz Very saying, as long as you keep God in the center of your relationship, it's always a match made in heaven. Top off now, everybody. Bye-bye.